Oh my God. Were you in an accident? Did something happen at work?
Dude, you would never believe what happened to me yesterday. I just got out of the hospital, not more than 25 minutes ago.
Wow. Tell me what happened.
You know that new guy, Charlie? That's the guy who the company said was a perfect personality fit for me to work as a team member in the new project. He stabbed me at work.
What a wacko. Man, oh man, that's really gotta hurt.
Look at me, I've been stabbed. I lost an eye, and he stabbed me in the head. And he kept on saying that he wanted to drink my blood. At the hospital, Joanne told me a whole bunch of stuff about our company after Charlie was arrested and the police demanded to see his personnel file. Joanne from the shipping department overheard the police talking to the human resources department manager. Dude, you would never believe what they told the cops. They told the cops that Charlie had a personality assessment test and a behavioral test before he was hired. The cops wanted to know if a psychologist or a psychiatrist gave Charlie the tests. Someone in the personnel department told the cops that it was one of the part-time clerical assistants. The cops looked at them as if they had lost their marbles. You know that big dummy in the personnel department? He really started to argue with the cops and get on their nerves. Then, that big dummy told the cops that they could not see Charlie's personnel file without a court order. The cops considered arresting that big dummy for interfering in a felony investigation. But the head sergeant in the case told the arresting officers that they could not arrest the big dummy, but the prosecutor would get a warrant.
Oh yeah, man. I remember having to take those crazy tests to see if I was an introvert or an extrovert, or if I had problems in my bowel movements, and a whole bunch of silly, wacko questions. Some of them were about me being in another place, instead of being at the job interview, and what I would do at this other place. And they wanted to know what type of people I like and don't like. I faked most of the answers, just to get the job, just like a whole bunch of other people at work. After I took those wacko tests, I was sure that I failed, but they hired me, and told me that I would be an ideal employee. Hey man. I remember when you were complaining and laughing about those personality and behavioral tests. You told me that you answered those questions, pretending you were Abraham Lincoln. Hey, do you think that Abraham Lincoln had problems in his bowel movements?
Oh, come on, man. Don't make me start laughing. I'm in too much pain. But, yeah. I remember how funny we thought that management was forcing us to take those stupid tests. Do you remember when Joanne got management pissed off about taking those tests when she said that she was an introvert and an extrovert at the same time, depending if she was in the library alone or with her kids at a football game? She said that stuff during that big employee meeting last year.
Yeah man, that was funny. After the big meeting, everyone grabbed their butts and started screaming that they had to go poo-poo and ran into the toilet. Then one of those crazies brought some adult diapers and placed the diapers in management inner office mailbox.
You know, these management guys are nuts. They just don't get it, do they? Just because you give some guy a psych test does not mean that he will be that way all the time. He could even be faking it, just like everyone else did on those tests. What a bunch of dumb shits. They go out there and buy some psycho test. Make everybody take it, to see what type of personalities and behavior we have, and how we will fit together. And it completely blows up in their face. What a bunch of dumb shits. Hey, do you remember our last CEO?
Sure, I remember that drunken wacko. Didn't he get caught exposing himself on the interstate, taking a big whiz, by the side of the road, drunk? And the cops arrested him. That was about a year ago, wasn't it?
Yep, that's right. But this is the funny part. That's the guy who instituted those wacky tests we had to take. This part you will love. Joanne, the woman we were just talking about, Well, she was having lunch in a restaurant, and she overheard some people in the personnel department talking about the old CEO's results of the personality and behavioral tests that he took after he was hired. Now, this is funny. He told his secretary how to fake the answers to keep her job. Just like he did.
Wow, that's funny. Hey man, I just had a thought. Almost everyone in the firm faked the personality and behavioral tests. And the vendor that they bought the tests from told management that they created the tests with fake questions just to catch the job applicants or employees who were faking the answers on the tests.
Oh wow, man. You are right. So everyone was faking it. First, the job applicants and employees who had to take the tests were faking the answers. Second, the vendor who made up the tests were faking a bunch of questions to catch the fakers. And third, management was faking it by creating a protocol that if they gave us some wacko tests, that then they would be able to figure out our personalities and our future behavior only after a few questions. Holy shit. Everyone was faking it. What a bunch of dumb shits.
Wow man. You are so right. All these tests are pretend. But our jobs are not pretend. These management types are really a bunch of dumb shits and are not pretending. And we ain't pretending either. This is for real. It is our jobs. What a bunch of dumb shits.
Now, look at me. I'm all stabbed and beat up.
You ought to sue those suckers.
You are so right. Hold on a minute. I just got a call on my cell phone. Let me get this call. The company lawyer just talked to me. He told me that they are very sorry and I don't need an attorney. They will pay for any and all my injuries, medical, and pain and suffering. This SOB is trying to bribe me not to sue the company. I'll deal with that silly shit later on.
Hey, you forgot to ask me how my day went.
Sorry dude, I've been in so much pain, I forgot.
Look at me, I got a fork shoved in my back and a pin stabbed in my chest. I was at this new restaurant, and the waitress got mad because I complained that I had to wait for 1/2 hour at my table before they even came by to take my order. Then she stabbed me.
Oh, man. That's gotta really hurt. But you may get a laugh out of this.
What are you talking about?
Look here, on the news report on the internet. Your story is right here. Wow. It says that the waitress who stabbed you worked for my firm on the night shift. I never saw her before. But I wonder what her personality and behavioral tests that she took at my firm says about her.
Man, oh man. They just don't get it, do they? You know, if you just took every personality assessment test and every behavioral test ever made, does not mean that the next day, or the day after, or even months or years after that, you will not change. What a bunch of dumb shits. You use your personality and behavior in many different ways, depending upon the environment and a whole bunch of other things. Taking those stupid tests just don't cut it.
Look man. Some of these psych vendors are just trying to make a fast buck and tell everyone that their tests are valid. Many of them don't tell you if their tests are reliable. There is a real big difference between valid and reliable. That is just like saying that the wrench I bought from them is a valid tool for the lug nut I am going to remove, which is true. But they don't tell you that the wrench that I bought from them is not reliable because it breaks when the lug nut is rusted to the bolt. That is why they keep on saying that their tests are valid, but do not say that their tests are reliable for a whole bunch of real purposes that we see and have to do every day at work. That is a little more than being a bunch of dumb shits. Many of these vendors just don't give a shit about you or me. They just care about making a fast buck. They don't even care about the firms that buy their crap. Look man, the real take-home lesson is this. It's not what these wacko tests claim your personality is, or what your behavior is, but how you use your personality and your behavior to achieve good or bad. What a bunch of dumb shits. They just don't get it. Your personality and behavior are like tools. Some people don't use or know how to use their personality or behavior correctly. For example, I would never talk or play with my brother's kids, who are only 3 and 4 years old, the way we talk to each other and goof around. So the way I see it, personality and behavior are like a set of tools. You use part of your personality and behavior, like you use your tools. You don't try to pound a nail with a screwdriver. And you don't use a hammer as a fork to eat. Like I said. What a bunch of dumb shits. You look like you are in real pain. Let me help you. Maybe I can pull out the fork out of your back. Here, let me try.
Forget it, man. I'll just have my doctor remove it. Hopefully, he won't give me a psych test or ask me about my bowel movements before he can pull it out. Oh man. I just can't believe this shit.
Hopefully, we have all learned a lesson from these dumb shits. Multiple choice test, or answering some questions at an interview, will not really give a company the full facts and truth about who, or what you are, or what you will be. I just had a thought. Maybe our company can give those tests to some wacko terrorists, to see if they are going to attack us. Gee. I wonder if the terrorists would fake their answers.
What a bunch of dumb shits.